In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of something you can clearly see, the Logitech wireless all-in-one keyboard. So let's get to it. So I recently upgraded my DVR to Windows 8, and I've been using the Logitech K400 keyboard to use with my DVR. And the K400 is really an ideal type or style of keyboard to use with a DVR because not only do you have a full QWERTY keyboard on it, but you do have that touch area, so you don't need a mouse. So you can just control your DVR or home theater PC with one keyboard. You don't need any additional devices, even though I do use a Windows Media Center remote with it. But since I upgraded the DVR to Windows 8, I really wanted a keyboard that had all the same functionality and maybe a little bit more. So this keyboard here is optimized for Windows 8, and what I mean by that is that you should be able to do the swipe in from the side just like you would on any modern Windows 8 machine. That's something you can't do with the K400. So the K400 is still a great little keyboard, but I did want to open up more functionality on my home theater PC. So I did want to upgrade the keyboard here. Now the model on this keyboard is TK820, and it generally retails for $79.99, so $80. I got it from Best Buy for $49.99, so after tax it was $53.16. A little bit steep for a keyboard. I definitely wouldn't spend the $79 on it, but it is a quality keyboard and you do get that large touch area here. So I thought, why not? I'll treat myself to a nice keyboard. Now Logitech does make a keyboard that's specifically designed for home theater PCs, but that keyboard is $100. It's $99.99, and that's a little bit more than I'd be willing to pay for a keyboard. That keyboard is actually backlit, so if you do like that sort of thing, there are other options available. But personally, I blind type, so I never really need a backlit keyboard. So let me grab my trusty cutter here and let's get this thing open. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, here's the dongle. A little difficult to open up. I really don't think there's anything of importance in here. Just some documentation. Actually, wow, you get a little, looks like a scroll. You get a little fabric thing to put it together. That's pretty neat. So, basically it shows you how to use the keyboard here. It shows you that you can do the gestures on there and whatnot. And then some more documentation. So that's everything in there. So here's a quick size comparison between the TK820 and the K400. As you can see, it's a little bit longer, and that's all touchpad there. Now the one gripe I always had with the K400 is the size of the shift key. It's just the size of a regular key. As you can see, on a normal keyboard, it's much larger. So I'm glad on this keyboard the shift key is normal. The keyboard is a little bit more spaced. Not that I found this cramped, but it's much more like a regular keyboard. So of course it has the wireless receiver, and you just plug that into your computer. Don't want to lose that. So far I like what I see. It's all a matte black plastic. It has some heft to it, quite a bit. Compared to the K400, this has a lot more weight to it. Not obnoxiously weighty, but definitely much more substantial. Now, there's a side profile on it. It's pretty cool with the black plastic and then the blue matte plastic, which goes all around the edge. And this is the way the back looks. Now, I would say that this keyboard is probably not meant as much as a lap board as maybe this keyboard is, but there's really nothing about this that would prohibit it from being such. I think the weight is intentional so that it's not going to slide around on your desk. On the bottom here you have rubberized feet, 4 on the front, 3 on the back. Again, you see that it flares out at the back, and that's to, number one, give you a little bit of a slant on the keyboard, and then number two, to probably include a lot of components in there. So let's see if we can get this back open here. There we go. And it actually takes 4 AA batteries, which is interesting, because I've never seen a keyboard take more than 2. So hopefully that translates into a lot longer life on this. So again, you have the full QWERTY keyboard. Everything is nicely spaced, and there's much more of a premium feel to the key presses on this keyboard than on this one. But you know, I don't want to talk badly about this. This is a great little keyboard if you want to, pick one up. But definitely you feel, the quality in this and why they normally charge $80 for it. You can definitely feel it. Everything is, again, that matte black plastic. Keys are a little bit different black color. I really like, again, that it has a large shift key, and then the arrows here are all in one area. Now the touch area here is clickable. Just like you would have on a laptop, except this is much larger. So I would imagine you could do the 2-finger click or just the 1-finger click. So that's actually very cool. Of course, you have your Logitech branding there. You even have the Logitech branding on the receiver there. Now, the receiver here, I was just looking in the instructions. The receiver, it says it has Logitech unifying technology, which you're able to connect up to 6 compatible Logitech mice and keyboards to the same receiver. So instead of having, multiple receivers on your computer, you can just use this one and connect multiple devices to it, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'd be using that, but it's nice to know that that's available. So let me hook it up to my home theater PC and give you my impressions of it. So I've been playing around a little bit with the keyboard here, and I really like it. Again, it has a very premium feel to it, and I like the Windows 8 tasks or Windows 8 commands that you could put into this thing. It's really cool. Right here I'm showing you the set point settings. Now when you do plug this keyboard into your computer, it will download and install. Of course you have to give it permissions, but it will download and install this set point software, which enables the keyboard to do all these different functions. So let me show you some of these functions and you'll see why I did upgrade to this keyboard. Now, when I hover over one of these things, it's going to highlight what that function does over here on this side, on the right-hand side of the window. But I might as well show you how it works since I have the keyboard here. So the first one is Start Screen. Right now, I'm on the desktop. If I want to go to the Start Screen, all I have to do is take 3 fingers and swipe up on the touchpad. So 3 fingers and boom, I'm over there. Now, if I swipe 3 fingers down, it'll bring me back to the desktop. So that's pretty cool. That's the second one here. Now the next one is Switch Applications. Now these are the start screen applications, the full screen applications. So I'll show you that in a second. But basically you swipe in from the left with 1 finger and it'll switch between applications. I'll show you that one in a second because I don't want to go to the start screen now. The next one here is Show Charms. Now if you have a Windows 8 touchscreen device, you'll know how this works. You just swipe in from the right, and in this case it's with 1 finger on the touchpad, and it will bring in the Charms menu, as you can see there. And when you want to get rid of it, swipe in again from the right. The next one here is Show Windows 8 App Bar. Again, I'll show you that in the start screen, but it's swiping down from the top. The next one here is Maximize or Minimize Desktop Windows. If you want to enlarge the window, you swipe up with 4 fingers and swipe down to put it into the dock. So let's go to Internet Explorer because that's the smallest one here, and let's bring it full screen and then throw it to the dock by swiping. That was swiping up with the 4 fingers, and then swiping down throws it into the dock. The next one is Snap Desktop Windows to the right or the left. Now this is just swiping with 4 fingers. So I'm going to take this PC here, and I'm going to swipe with 4 fingers to the left or to the right. Now it's all the way on the right. If I swipe once to the left with 4 fingers, it brings it back to the middle there, and then once again snaps it over to the right. Very cool. So let's go back to the switching applications, and we're going to need to go into the Start menu for that. So let's see if I have any applications. Let's go into the Store, and then let's go, and let's see, let's go with News on the second one here. So in order to switch between the 2 applications, you just swipe in from the left, and you can swap between everything that you have open. So you have the News, you have the Store, and then you have the desktop. So the last one I'll show you here is Show Windows 8 App Bar or Close the App. And that's basically swiping down from the top. So let's go to, let's see, let's swipe in and let's go to the stories here, the news. I'm going to swipe down from the top, and it shows you the app bar. So basically goes a little bit more in depth into what's going on there. Swipe down again and it will get rid of it. Now if you want to get rid of the app entirely, what you want to do is you want to do a long press swipe, and it gets rid of it. So pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the purchase here, and I like all those gestures that you can do on there. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, but definitely the charms I'll be using, and you know, switching between apps I'll definitely be using. And then, of course, if I want to maximize and minimize, if I want to snap a window, because generally I do use the snap function a lot, especially if I'm transferring files over. I'll have one side of the screen I'll have you know, snapped for, let's say, the receiving, and then the other side I'll have, you know, for the drive that I'm giving. And that's basically when I'm backing up things and whatnot. So far, you know, first impressions, I really like the keyboard. It has a nice premium feel. It has a good heft to it. The keys are spaced very nicely. The keys press very nicely. I love the fact that the shift key is a full-size shift key. This would be a great, I would definitely recommend it for a media center or a home theater PC setup like I have here. It definitely would be good for a desktop setup if you like a touchpad, if you like that sort of thing. Personally, when I have a desktop environment or in a desktop environment, I like to use a mouse. I think I'm more adept at using that than a keypad or than a touchpad. Not to say that I'm not good at a touchpad, but I'm just better with a mouse. But if you're the type of person who likes to have a touchpad on your desktop, this would be a great option for a keyboard for you. So if there's anything else to report on this, you know, battery life and all that stuff, I'll definitely get back with you. But as it stands right now, I'm impressed. I'm not quite sure I'd spend the $80 on it, but I definitely think it's worth the, you know, $53 that I ended up spending on it. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And as always, if you want to help out my channel, give me a thumbs up, favorite this video, or share this video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.